when we look at this example, I want to know if these triangles are similar. And if they are, I want to find the scale factor. First off, are the angles congruent? Well, notice angle N is congruent to angle R. Angle Q is congruent to angle S. And by the third angle theorem, angle P is congruent to angle T. So yes, the angles are congruent. Are the sides in the same ratio? Well, let's start with comparing our sides. So 11.5 corresponds to 9.2. Now, how do I reduce that? Well, first off, ratios don't have decimals, so that's 115 to 92. Now, does that reduce? Well, yes, it does. And I got to think what goes into it. And that reduces to 5/4. Because 23 goes into both of them. Okay, now let's take a look at our next ratio. Let's do like 15 is to 12. And notice that. That's 5/4, isn't it? Looking pretty good so far. Now let's do our third one. Let's do 12.5 to 10. Well, that's 125 to 100. So if I divide by 25, I get 5/4. And notice that's my scale factor, because they're all the same. I just got to reduce it. Now, in the next one, we're told they're similar. So I don't have to do any guessing about what's going on. They are similar. I want to find the value of y. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at 5y minus 2 over. Well, 5y minus 2, notice that is zy. So zy corresponds to rs. So that corresponds to 6. I'll do the same thing. 16 to 12. I'll pick another pair of sides. Now, you could just solve it from here, but I'm going to reduce it. You can reduce numerator to denominator, because I notice 4 goes into both of these. So I'll get 4 is to 3, as 5y minus 2 is to 6. Well, looking at my equivalent fractions, 3 times 2 is 6. So that means 4 times 2, this must be 8, huh? So 5y minus 2 equals 8. Let's solve that. Add 2 to both sides. 5y equals 10, or y equals 2. Y doesn't look very healthy there, but that's a y. Now, related to this is the perimeters of your polygons are going to have the same scale factor as your sides, and that kind of makes sense. If I add them all up, they're still going to reduce, like in our first example. So if you have perimeters, they're going to have the same scale factor as your scale factor is the ratio of your sides.